Hello, my name is Adrienne Wallace and welcome to my webpage. I just want to take some time to take you through the different pages of my website and show you around. The first page here is the home page. It just talks about my broadcasting class that I teach and about the skills that the students are learning. These are skills that they can take with them if they're looking to go into a career in broadcasting and film and television. And also down here I have my tech blog. There's a link to the tech blog. So I'll just go ahead and click on that and we'll go and take a look at the blog really quick. Over here is my blog. I've created a wiki, and this wiki talks all about educators using wiki in the classroom, which is something I highly recommend. This is a great tool. You can use wiki, and the kids can create web pages on different information that they're learning in the class. They can also use it collaboratively to work on projects together and bringing in their different images and whatever research they've found. I've also had them use it to bring in all of their study notes and everything. If they're studying for an exam, they'll bring in the study notes and they'll use it all and they'll have it all in one place as one big study guide they can study from to pass their exams. It's a great tool for them to use in the classroom for different projects. Also, I have a blog here that I've written on copyrights. This is a great blog for educators and everyone. If you're using any type of information off the internet, you definitely want to read this blog about copyrights and learn all of the laws and information about the different laws out there before you start incorporating information into your lectures or any type of slides or anything. Okay, so read all about that. And over here on the right is a lot of different blogs and information that I've found on copyright, broadcasting, education technology. It's a lot of information, a plethora of information over here that you can come back and read about at any time you would like. And then we'll go ahead and click back on this link that'll take us back to my website. And the next page is all about me. Now, all about me is just pretty much that. All about me. It's talking about me, and this is my first year as a broadcast technology instructor at Tower High School. Talks all about my degrees. I have a master's degree in information technology. Also talks about, excuse me, I'm trying to get over the flu, so I've lost my voice. But it's also talking about the things that I love to do, like traveling and sports and things like that, and just some of the things I desire to do in the future. Down at the very bottom, we also have the contact me. You can click on that link and email me if you have any questions or would like to say anything at all. And then, of course, my last revision. I always try to keep the website updated so you can see the last time it was revised and have the most current information. The next page over here is the resources. Now, this is my resources here are blogs where we just look at wikis. Then we have games. I'll show you some of those. And Google Docs and sites, videos, and podcasts. We'll take a look at all of those as well. But these are some of the resources that I use now on a regular basis. The next one under here is my broadcasting technology resources. So these are some websites that I've found to be very helpful and very informative. It has a lot of information in here. And so you want to read through here if you're interested in anything in broadcast technology and radio and film and television and anything about the blogs and Twitter and how they're impacting broadcasting today. These are some very good reads. You want to take your time and take a look at those. And then the next page is the coding for the web, which is another class that I teach. These are just some websites that I've also found to be helpful in teaching that class. And there are also some sites out here from other classmates that I found to be very informational and helpful as well. So these are some great sites you want to take a look at here under my resources. And then the next one is the games and videos, which is also some games and videos that I found for the students to play. While they're playing, they're also learning coding as well. So these are very instrumental. And again, some of the other students in the classes found some also. So these are great games to play. Basically, the students have to get to different levels, but in order for them to get to the different levels, they have to be able to crack the code. They have to know the code to get to the next level. So they're learning as they're playing. A great tool. The next one is my Web 2.0 page. And under my Web 2.0 page, we just talk about my resources that I've learned in this class. For one is Dago. This is an awesome tool, guys. So basically, it's a website tool that lets you bookmark all of your websites that you're going to, that you want to save. Now you can save them all in one place. Not only that, you can highlight the areas on the page that you're very interested in, and you can have a sticky note there, because there are lots of times I've saved websites and I'll go back to them and I'm like, why did I save this website? I don't know, but now I do know because I can highlight the areas that are important to me. And then we have the Google Drive. Google Drive is awesome because anything you create in Google, your docs, your blogger, your forms, anything, you can save them on the drive, which saves space on your hard drive because you're not using your hard drive. You're saving everything on the Google Drive. And then you have your Google Docs. It's a great tool to use in the classroom. It lets you create docs. It also lets you allow the students to edit maybe each other's term papers or any type of writings that they write. The kids can edit each other's and they can learn from that. Then you have Blogger, which I just created my blog in and I showed you a second ago. Very user-friendly, easy to use blog. You can incorporate images and everything with no problem. Then you have your Google Form, which allows you to collect pertinent information about the students. Also allows you to create an assessment. At the beginning of the year, if you want to do an assessment on the students to see where they are, it lets you be able to gauge what you need to teach throughout the year to each student. That's a great tool for that as well. Then we have the Google Sites, which is what I created this website with, which is very user-friendly and easy to use, but it's a great tool all at the same time. And then we have the Google Slides, which I'll show you some slides I've created in here as well. So the Google Suite is a very nice tool to use altogether. But those are my resources that I've shown you. And now we go over here to my personal preferences, which are the preferences that I use in my classroom. And the first one is the Final Cut Pro, which is the editing software. So as I stated, in class, we create clips every day and we're recording the news for the next day. So we record any type of sports events, clubs. If there's a club meeting and the kids need to know about it, any Google Classroom codes they need to enter to find out about it, we'll put that in our announcements. We put all of the clips together and create a nice video for the next day. And we call that the Scoop, which is the morning news. Very great tool to use to edit videos. Okay, and then the next one is our W3 Schools. I use this every day in my web design class. In my web design class, I'm teaching HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I learned about this tool, this website, in my LSU Pathways class I took this summer from an LSU instructor. He was very good. And this is a very good tool because it has a lot of tutorials out there for students. They can go out there and practice with the tutorials to learn different codes. Okay, awesome tool. Then we have equipment that I use on a daily basis, which is the digital cameras, which we use to record. And we have the flash memory cards, which we save information onto. Then there's the microphones and the roadcaster for our podcast. And then there's the Apple Mac computers that we use every day. We do our web design coding on them as well as edit videos. And lastly is the lighting that we use to set up our studio with. So those are our equipments that we use for the day. And all of those are listed under my personal preferences right here. Then we go over here to my technology projects. Now this is where I created my slide that tells you all about my class, my technology class and my web design class. You can just go through these slides and just take a look at pretty much what I've created here. But basically the slides tell you all about the class and what it's all about. And you can take your time and go through these and take a look at everything that's going on in there. I won't bore you with all of that. But that's just the first under my technology projects. Then we have the digital story. Under the digital story, I created a story that was all about me and a friend of mine and our journey through fighting sickle cell anemia. So this is a story all about me and my friend and our journey through sickle cell and our fight with the battle. So if you want to take the time to look at that, you can. But this gave me a chance to really journal what I've gone through because I never had an opportunity to do that, although I always wanted to. So I got a chance to make a video, and now that's something I'll have forever. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free to take a look at that. That's my story and a friend of mine. And the next page is my PLE, my personal learning environments, and my personal learning network. I have a flow chart over here that gives you all of my learning environments and my networks. And then down here we have a chart. And these are my personal learning environments here. The blog, the curation tool, the microblogs. Then there's a definition of each. Then we have some examples of them as well. Then over here I wrote a reflection, a blog reflection, which just talks about introducing blogs into your classroom. It's a great read. This teacher was going through COVID, and she journaled all about it and how she would gain weight during COVID, and she was able to lose it, and she gave you some great tips on that. I thought that was interesting because we all ended up gaining weight during COVID. And then there's the day goal reflection, as I stated. I love this tool. This is a great tool. I just learned about it, but it's a friend forever now. And I wrote a reflection on that if you'd like to read it. And down here is my Twitter reflection. Guys, there's some great information on Twitter about education technology, incorporating these different tools into your classroom. It's some great information. I wrote about one Twitter blog where the teacher started taking her kids outside to read to them, just so that they won't be sitting in the classroom bored all the time, you know. And I thought that was awesome. She'd take them outside and she'd read to them and let them walk around. And then they can get creative and come up with what they think the ending of the story may be, or they can try and guess what the ending may be. But I just thought that was a fun way to incorporate something new and different into reading. So I wrote about that as well in my reflection. There are some other great tips I also found that was very interesting and I wrote about. So you can take a look at those at any time as well. And then there's the mobile app. And under the mobile app, I chose Duolingo. Duolingo teaches you a different language. And so I made a slideshow on that as well. And it just takes you to telling you what Duolingo is and how you can incorporate that into your classroom. And also there is a tutorial in here, and it tells you all about setting up Duolingo. And you can go ahead and go through that tutorial whenever you would like. But also I give you steps on how to create your own classroom in Duolingo, because it allows you to create a classroom and the kids can go in and learn a different language, and it takes them through the different levels, and it gives them a chance to learn a different language and also be able to go against each other and see who can learn it the fastest. These kids love stuff like that when they can go up against each other. So it gives them different levels of achievement. Students love that kind of stuff. Okay, and so you can take a look at that at your convenience. Then we have videos and podcasts. These are actual videos from my class that we made. Excuse me. And so this one was made in September, and September was Suicide Prevention Month. And we try to always honor the month with whatever is going on in that month. And so because it was Suicide Prevention Month, we actually brought in a counselor and allowed him to come in and talk to the students about suicide prevention and the things to look for and who they can talk to if they need any help. And this one we created this month, which is representing National Hispanic Heritage Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we have two of those listed in this in this video right here. You can look at that. And then in this one, which was also made in September, I got in this video with another student that I met who also has sickle cell anemia. And because September was Sickle Cell Anemia Awareness Month, we were allowed to go ahead and talk about sickle cell anemia and our struggles with the disease. So if you want to take a look at that, you can. But each one of these videos are made by my class and edited by my class. I think these students are doing such a great job. So then the last thing we have here is the website evaluation. Now this website evaluation, I chose to evaluate Discovery Education. This is an awesome website, guys. I learned about this one also in class, and I have informed other colleagues and co-workers about this website. It has a plethora of information that's helpful in teaching kids different things on different subjects. There are games in here. There's something for everyone. Every age level, every level and every technology that you're on, you can learn something in here. It's a very great tool, very great website. It's well done, and lots of images and everything. It's easy to use. I highly recommend this to anyone that's in education and want to incorporate technology into your education class. So it's a great tool to use. I love this. I highly recommend it. I gave it great reviews on it. So that's my website. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be adding this screencast over here. And that's it. Thank you guys so much.